Orion Drift is fast, stylish, built for movement, precision, and competition. But beneath its gameplay, beneath its polished arenas, there's something older. A quiet crystal that pulses with energy, a series of tunnels filled with corn that lead to sealed metallic corridors. Warnings scrawled in strange corners, a planet locked in stasis, and everywhere you look, signs that someone, maybe everyone, left in a hurry. If you played it, you know the surface, but today, we're digging into the roots. This is what Orion Drift is really about. And if you want a full breakdown on every district, let me know down in the comments. Let's get into this. On paper, Orion Drift is a free-to-play VR game where you play as a robot athlete. You jump, you carve, you wall climb, and you compete in several high-speed game modes. Driftball is at its centerpiece, a contact sport played in a domed arena with fast rebounds and sharp angles, but that's only one part of it. There's vertical parkour, creative golf challenges, volleyball, and other less defined side activities scattered throughout the different hubs. Each activity takes place in one of the game's large floating stations known as arrays. You do teleport between each station from the spawn hub, but it is suggested you take that ship from your spawn hub to each array. This isn't just a backdrop, it's the setting of something much bigger. Thanks to the set advisory panels in the game's spawn station, we know where the arrays are. The arrays orbit a planet called Astraeus. It's locked in total gravitational stasis. Zero movement. It doesn't rotate, it doesn't spin, it just floats. It has 3 moons, all similarly locked in place. No orbit, no pole, just perfect balance. The star in the system is a protostar, an infant sun, suggesting that this system is a younger system, or maybe artificial. The advisory panel also warns of a dense dark matter pocket nearby, which I think is this purple one. And here's where it gets stranger. Earth's location is listed as still unknown. The surface exploration team, they went down to Astraeus and were never heard from again. No signal, no contact, just blank status reports, warning that conditions remain unknown. Whatever happened on Astraeus, no one talks about it, but the signs are still there. But the mystery doesn't stop with Orion Drift. At the end of the Gorilla Tag TV series teaser, the camera pans up to the sky and there it is. Floating far above the Earth-like clouds is the Orion Array. Same shape, same design. Both games are developed by the same team, so this could just be a nice nod or Easter egg. But if it's not, then Orion Drift might be a distant future of that world. A second connection also appears in the game called Animal Company, and a room-sized model of the solar system behind one of the smaller planets, you'll find a tiny array. Now, this game isn't made by the same developers, so I think this is more of just a nod or an Easter egg. It's not going to really be a part of the story. But still, these arrays are showing up in multiple places. They're not just background art anymore, they're a symbol, a signal maybe. Something people recognize and want to remember. Tucked away inside the array are 2 glowing plaques. They tell a story, a timeline. The first one reads, the Terran Bowl, I think that's how you say that, 2144. Final championship game on Earth before the launch of the Orion Arrays. So, Driftball isn't new, it began on Earth, but at some point, the arenas left orbit, and so did the players. The second plaque adds, Unit 16 Blitz, most goals in a single season, 412, set during the 2165 Interstellar series. That's 21 years later. Humans are gone, the game continues, played by machines. Not simulations, but robots. And they still compete, not because someone programmed them to, but because the structure, the league, never ended. They just kept going. All across the arrays, one word appears over and over again. Houseion. It's stamped on crates, batteries, shuttle systems. There are no advertisements, no mission briefings, just quiet branding everywhere. Houseion may be the builders, the sponsors, the researchers maybe. Whatever their influence might be, it's still felt in every flicker of the old power cores, and in the system still running without orders. Then there's the crystal. In the middle of the parkour district, tucked behind a ramp, sits a massive green shard. It glows gently, it's always pulsing, always watching. Players have walked past it for months, but some announcers reference it directly. One of them says it sings when no one's listening. What is it? A relic? A power core? A sentient presence trapped in the heart of the array? Whatever it is, it hasn't been explained, but it hasn't been removed either. It just waits. Beneath the parkour district is a tunnel you might find by accident, usually just while exploring, and at first, it's funny. There's corn everywhere, like actual corn. You keep going expecting some type of corn gag, but instead, the tone kinda changes. The walls turn metallic, sealed corridors appear, complete with faded emergency text, containment overflow, critical failure, anomaly analysis, no access. Someone scrawled a drawing of the crystal on the wall with the phrase, "Don't touch the green crystal." The tunnels feel like they were once part of a larger ship, maybe even part of Astraeus itself, and at the end, you find a glowing shrine to not the crystal, but to corn. It's absurd, it's eerie, and recently the devs released a YouTube short teasing something called The Room, a dark space unexplained. Maybe it's a joke, maybe it's a breadcrumb, but it lives near the crystal and the warning. The deeper you go in Orion Drift, the stranger it becomes. You start in a competitive sports VR game, but end up standing before sealed corridors and ancient warnings. And that leaves us with the question, what actually happened here? We know this, Orion Arrays were launched from Earth after the final Terran Bowl in 2144. By 2165, robots were still playing the sport. Humans were no longer a part of the picture. The planet they orbit Astraeus is frozen in place, with 3 moons that don't move. Earth's location is unknown. A surface team went down and never came back up from Astraeus. So what are the possibilities? Maybe the crystal is the cause. An energy source that grew unstable. Something Houseion tried to contain and couldn't. The sealed tunnels and warnings in the corn tunnels suggest that there was a breach. Something dangerous enough to lock away. Maybe whatever powers Astraeus now has suspended the entire system in stasis, cutting it off from the rest of the universe. Or maybe this was all intentional? Maybe Houseion found the crystal, studied it, and made a choice. To leave it, to lock it down, to wipe their tracks. The shrine to corn might be the last trace of someone trying to remember Earth, or laugh in the face of what is coming. In that YouTube short, The Room, it might be a dev joke, or it might be the next thing. We'll have to wait. Whatever the truth is, it's clear, answers are still out there. And I want to know what you guys think. What are your theories on what's going on? Personally, I think the green crystal is used as some sort of energy source by Houseion, and it's kind of like free energy. However, the green crystal is corrupting people, and maybe locked in those corridors or corrupted robots, zombie-like robots. And maybe that's the next horror mode coming. Maybe it'll expand upon the lore, but whatever it is, it's really creepy down there. But anyways, again, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thing at the end here. That's probably just a joke picture, but that kind of looks like Earth, because there's no water on these arrays. I don't know if this is, corn beer. Look, corn beer is in the corner too, so that had to be something big back on Earth.